Good morning, YouTube. How's it going, everybody? Today we are making a video on hard use knives. So in front of us, I got my whole Strider collection, as well as the newly released Microtech MSI. I wanted to just talk about hard use knives and, what makes a knife hard use, but also, are they actually hard use? So starting out, I have the Strider SMF, notoriously a hard use knife, thick blade, solid construction, no backspacer, full tie, thick, locking side, and you have this big pivot. So all of that combining to be a very, hard use knife. But within the Strider lineup, you do have knives that are less hard use. You still have that, solid pivot. You still have thick titanium, but you can have more of a slicer. So that is something that doesn't necessarily make the Strider brand as hard use. And then we have a SNG. This is an older version in Z-Wear. You can see by the bigger stop pins and the old style logo. But yeah, this knife is really the same as the SMF, just a bit smaller. So very hard use. I would definitely trust the SMFs over the SNG just because this one is newer. And this one is now somehow expensive because people want old Striders, which is a shame because after seeing how much they can go for, I struggle to use it. And then again, on to the less, abusable side, let's say, for how you use your knives. We have the SJ75 or the Baby Huey, as I better know it. This one is definitely your office pocket carry EDC super slicer. Let's get that. Super slicer. Interesting milling on here. Always wanted to get one of these. Didn't pick it up when they were first released about 10 years ago. And then saw this one pop up and was able to pick it up for a good price. You can see that it has been used, but that is not a problem. If you were to use this to cut through any sort of box, it would do that. So unfortunately, if you want to open a box with that black DLC from Strider, you're going to have it look like that. So great knife, but not so much the hard use. But then this is the real point of the conversation that I wanted to bring up, which is, are the modern knives, and when I say modern, I mean this is modern. These are, 10 plus. This is pretty modern. This being the most new. But how are the new modern knife makers? And when I say modern, Microtech has been around a long time. But when I say modern knife makers, in the sense that they're creating new designs for hard use. So obviously, Microtech created the ram lock for the MSI. So this is new. Strider has been around for a long time. It's tried, true, and tested. So we know it's tough. We know it's not going to break. And we know it's going to do everything that you need it to do. But can we say the same thing about a knife like the Microtech MSI? Well, I think the short answer is yes. I mean, you have thick, decently heat-treated M390 steel. This M390 MK, which is, the special sauce in there for extra awesomeness. It has a decent sized pivot, almost, I would say, comparable to like a Chris Reeve Inkosi. And then obviously the ram lock is super, super strong. And then you have this stainless steel backspacer, not titanium, and then just the light stamped clip. This one is the bronzed, so you can see the blade kind of looks like it's been getting a little bit poopy. That is because it's bronzed, but then whatever I've been cutting and using it with is kind of taking that bronze off. So it's kind of turning back into a stone wash, except for where the bronze hasn't been cleaned off yet. Overall though, I would say this is an overbuilt knife. But I just wanted to have this conversation this morning, see how all of you are doing. I'm trying to create more content. So if you have any questions or things that you want me to talk about, please let me know in the comments. But trying to do a daily post of kind of what's in my pocket. I'm still carrying the SMF. Just love it. I can't get it out of my pocket yet. Probably a more appropriate work EDC would be the SJ75, but just hasn't been in the pocket because this thing is awesome. This is just a classic. It has been around the block many times. Awesome. I did have the blade refinished by Strider, hence why you can barely see the logo and you can't see where the steel name is. You can maybe see it. Ooh. But regardless, great knife. No lock stick, no lock play, just perfect. Super smooth because it hasn't, it has just been used and played with for years. This one also very smooth. A little bit of lock stick, which never hurt nobody. And then the Purty. This one, again, another great work EDC. I do wear a suit to work, so something that can be small and classy is always a win. The shorter blade is always less scary and more legal in more places, so that is good. But otherwise, I just wanted to, sorry, got off on a tangent there, just fondling my knives, but isn't that what we all just watch YouTube videos for anyways? But yeah, I wanted to talk about this MSI. We'll be doing an update video on it soon. As you can see, has been used, has been abused. I do love this tip just to kind of give you a little bit of insight of how that review will go. Love this tip. It might be a little bent at the very end, but maybe it's just the grind. But love this tip for, you know, kind of prying in and wedging things. It's just a great shape. Never been a fan of kind of the worny sheep's foot. But this is just an awesome blade shape for getting stuff done. Jimping is great. Jimping back here is great. Once you get used to the ram lock, you know, no sharp edges there. But overall, just a great knife. The clip could be improved, but it's a hard to use knife, I would say, in my opinion. It's, you know, rock solid up and down, left to right. And I've put it through its paces, the same paces that I've put my Striders through. So I would say it's a hard to use knife because Striders are hard to use, and if this can go through the same thing, that's hard to use. So curious what you guys consider hard use, but also curious if you agree with my opinion on Strider and on Microtech. I think this is awesome that we're getting to see, you know, manufacturers create new hard use knives. I think we kind of went through the bug out phase. I never really got on that hype train, but I think we went through like a hype phase with, you know, the ultra lights, the ultra slicey, the ultra thin paper, and then just flimsy little pieces of plastic. Those are cool. You know, I respect people who need to have a light EDC knife in their, you know, everyday carry in their pack, you know, for operations, for people who have jobs that need to get done and need a lightweight EDC. I totally understand people who cannot carry a heavy blade because every ounce counts. I understand. I don't think that's most people who carry a Benchmade bug out with carbon fiber scales and that paper thin blade. Yes, they're probably just cutting cardboard boxes, so it's a great EDC. Cool. But let's not forget, you know, a lot of people use their knives for utility, on manual labor, for jobs, and they do not care about weight, and they need something that is tough. And I think that's what Microtech really tried to hit with this MSI, and I think it's a great direction to go because that's what I foresee the market kind of going back to in this day and age. So yeah, just wanted to make this video talking about hard use knives and just fondling some knives. Hope everyone has a great morning, and hope you look forward to seeing more videos from me, because I will be making a lot more, so stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe and definitely hit that like button. But otherwise, thank you guys. Have a great day. Bye now.